Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to be reacting to a team call. So I actually found a No Shame Sales Game team call. If you don't know who that is, I will leave all of my videos on this Instagram account down below. So No Shame Sales Game is a Instagram account with 100,000 followers. It is a pro MLM account, talks all about MLMs and really promotes how good MLMs are. And this individual who runs this account actually was a guest speaker on a Savvi team call. So I actually did a deep dive, I believe, and a team call video about Savvi a while back where I kind of went over the MLM, what it's about, what they sell. So if you don't know or have not seen those videos, Savvi sells workout clothing. They are very, very, very pricey. I would say about Lululemon pricing is what Savvi sells their clothing for. But we know with MLMs, a lot of the prices of the items are hiked up. So No Shame Sales Game is actually running this call for this team, which I thought was interesting because as we always watch people who become bigger on social media and they are openly talking about how amazing MLMs are, they kind of turn into individuals that MLM reps of all MLMs look up to. You will see people looking up to individuals like Jessie Lee Ward. You see people looking up to them, people who are in MLMs, and same goes for No Shame Sales Game. A lot of people follow this account. A lot of people look up to this person. So what a lot of teams are doing throughout all MLMs is having these people guest speak on their calls. I'm curious if they charge to guest speak on their calls and stuff like that. And what these people are also doing is going out and speaking at events for different MLMs and different teams. So they like to call themselves pro MLMers or pro network marketers. That's probably how you've heard of them before, but that's what No Shame Sales Game is, and that's this team call. I also do want to, before we get into it, apologize for not uploading on Tuesday. I normally upload every Tuesday and Friday. This week, I don't know if it's been insanity for anybody else, but it has for me. When you guys are watching this video, I will actually be with my family. I am having a 4-day trip. I'm literally flying out Thursday, coming back on Sunday. So when you watch this, I will be with them. We are surprising my 28-year-old brother with visiting him because him and his wife actually moved to a different state from where my family is from and where most of our family is at. So we're gonna go visit him. So I literally, just this week, it's been like insanity getting my car fixed, having to pack, having to get everything for the trip, having to like do everything secretly, having to try and get YouTube videos up and all of that. So I did not get to upload. But anyways, that's an update on me, why I didn't upload on Tuesday. So I do apologize for that, but let's get straight into it. It is 32 minutes long. I did speed it up to 1.25 speed, so not too fast. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome to our special team call today. We have from No Shame Sales Game. I am such a huge fan. Thank you to Elizabeth Merritt for introducing all of us to Colleen, or at least to me, and we're able to be here today with her. So take over.
Yes. Hi guys. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hello. Oh, I see Jody. You guys are like out and outside. It's beautiful. Yeah. If you guys can mute yourselves, that'd be awesome. I would love to hear everything that's going on, but I'm like ADD.
Colleen, I'll hit mute all and then take you off mute.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. I'm telling you guys, asking you guys to mute. I have 3 young boys, and they're upstairs with my husband, but I'm like, can you stop yelling? But who knows how it'll go. But thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. I am the face, heartbeat, whatever behind the Instagram account called No Shame Sales Game. Some of you might be following along. If you're not, come check me out. I am a pro network marketing Instagram account. I've been in the direct sales industry for 4 years now. I'm with a company called Deanna Fields. I love this industry. It has absolutely changed my entire life. My background is in mental health counseling. I used to work in prison with male inmates. And the fact that I like sell stuff online now is just funny to me. But here's where we are. And I think that this industry is fantastic. And again, like if I can see you, nod your head, if you're able to put it in the chat, like I want to like engage with you. But guys, like who has ever felt at this point, like, I know that this industry is so awesome, but there's still a stigma or there's still some sort of like, oh, you do one of those things. And it's like, oh my God, seriously? So I kind of had grown frustrated with the fact that I've really just been seeing a lot of negative stuff on the internet about our industry. And I wasn't seeing the positive stuff that I wanted. So I created it with No Shame Sales Game. So that's what we do. I say we, me and my multiple personalities, it's just me, myself, and I. So that's what goes on over at No Shame Sales Game. And today I'm going to talk about how the equation to building your team and your business online with social media.
Okay, so she stated that she is a pro network marketing person. She has a pro network marketing account. She's been in the industry for 4 years now. So I'm actually really curious what makes someone become a pro in network marketing. So they normally just come up with this word themselves. The people that call themselves pros are people like her who maybe have like an Instagram account that has a lot of followers, and they are trying to end the stigma of multi-level marketing companies. You can't end the stigma when the business model is the same. You can't just take the same business model and try and just say things differently, because at the end of the day, it's the same business model and it's the same thing. But I'm curious how they consider themselves pros, because all these people do, pro network marketers, is sit down one day and then say, I'm a pro with network marketing. And then from there, they build platforms where they can make money off of being a pro, like this person, No Shame Sales Game. I did a deep dive on her a while back, literally last year, and I calculated that based on her yearly $365 membership that she charges MLM reps, because yes, she has a membership yearly where you can pay $365, so $1 a day, to be in her direct selling group, where she tries to teach you to do better with network marketing and to end the stigma of network marketing. And she charges $365. And based on my calculations, just based off that membership, she makes about $1 million a year with the membership alone. So she has taken that, oh, I'm a network marketer, I'm a pro network marketer, and she has built off of that in order to make $1 million a year off of reps throughout all MLMs. So I would not be surprised. This is where she makes most of her money. If she's barely making any money in Rodan and Field and is making most of her money off of being a pro network marketer and charging people over $300 at one time to just give them the same advice they probably have been getting from social media, online and through their team calls. She also said she was sick of seeing the negative parts about the industry. She wanted to create a positive aspect of network marketing, a positive space. So I think it's a telltale sign when you are constantly told and constantly seeing negative things about the industry that you work in. I think it's a sign to maybe take a step back and look into that industry, see if the things that people are saying are true. And if they are, how you want to move forward with knowing that what people are saying are true, that those negative aspects of that industry is true. Now, clearly every industry is going to have pros and cons. That's just life. Everything has pros and cons. But if all you're seeing about your MLM is facts, literal facts, not opinions, facts showcasing that MLMs can be cults, they can be pyramid schemes, they can get sued by the FTC for being pyramid schemes, they scam people, they manipulate people, and that most people who join make little or no money and some lose money, I think it's time to take a step back and actually research that MLM. That's something that I did. I wasn't really seeing the negative things because I wasn't really allowing myself to. Once I started to see those negative things, I took a step back, I researched, I found the facts, and I said, I cannot be a part of that, because now I know that what I'm doing is scamming people. And I feel like a lot more people in MLMs were to take that step back. If they're seeing all that negativity, they may be able to learn something from the facts that are showcased online when it comes to MLMs.
The first thing I want to say, like the asterisk caveat to all that, you can go to all the trainings, you can read all the books, and you can do all the things, but insight without action is absolutely pointless. So I want you to walk away knowing I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I don't want you thinking about it, making it perfect. Like, we have to take action. So, and to do that, we have to have discipline. So who feels, again, like in the chat, do you guys feel like sometimes discipline is hard in this business? Like, I had a hard day, or I'm tired, or the kids didn't sleep, or I have a million things going on. I'll get to my business another time, right? Okay, yes. Okay, great. Wonderful. And like, that's the beauty of this business, is that we get to do it on our own terms. But that's also like the crappy part of it too, is that we don't have anyone like telling us we have to do it. So I need you to create that discipline for yourself. Okay. When I started my business, I had a 20-month-old and a 4-week-old, and I was tired all the time. I didn't know what I was doing. My husband had just lost his job. We were moving houses. And the thing that I really enjoy doing at the end of the day, I don't know what this says about me as a human, but I love a good murder documentary. Just put on some true crime to calm down at the end of the day, right? Like, like that reel, like her eyes were gouged out, her tongue was cut off. And I'm like, yes, right? So that's me. That's what I enjoy. And for the first 18 months of my business, I stopped watching TV. That was my way to create discipline. I wasn't, getting rid of something actually important. And that's why I created it. And that's why I was able to build my business quickly and rise to the top of the comp plan within the first 3 months of business.
So she said the beauty of the business is that they get to do it on their own terms, but it's also the crappy part because you have nobody telling you to do so. I don't agree with this. You're gonna have people telling you what to do in an MLM because you have uplines, and those uplines have uplines, and those uplines have uplines, and all of those uplines are trying to make as much money as they can. So most MLM reps that build a downline need their downline to recruit and sell products in order for them to earn more money, more bonuses, more ranks, which gets you more money and more bonuses. So you are going to have constant weekly team calls. I know when I was in an MLM, there was about 3 one-hour team calls a week. That didn't include live streams that were also done on the days team calls weren't done. That could be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes long. You're going to have that. You're going to have group chats. You're going to have DMs and, uplines reaching out to you, seeing if you're working. So I kind of disagree with it. You do work for a company. You don't work for yourself. You work for essentially your upline. You're making the money. And those people want more money. So they're going to keep messaging you to keep you going. She also said for the first 18 months of her business, she stopped watching TV. That's why she rose to the top. Further in this video, she's actually going to say that she only worked 45 minutes a day. And that's how she got to the top. And only 45 minutes a day got her the success that she has. So why do you have to cut out TV time if you were only spending 45 minutes a day? Because I assume if you're watching TV and you're watching, true crime documentaries and stuff, they're longer than 45 minutes. So if you're only spending about 45 minutes on your MLM a day, and that's how you got to the top of your MLM, wouldn't you still have time to watch TV? I'm curious about that. On top of that, I'm also curious if she did really make it to the top of her comp plan. I have heard rumors, and please emphasize rumors, not facts. I have heard rumors otherwise that she didn't make it to the top. I will say I don't know if those rumors are true. That's why they're called rumors. And until I get proof, I can't say that it's not a rumor and that it's factual. But I have heard from inside sources that she did not make it to the top of the comp plan. So again, I'd be curious to see the facts on what her rank is, what it was, how much she's actually making in her MLM versus how much she's making just being this pro network marketer that she calls herself.
Discipline. We need that in place. And I want you to know, and I'll get into this, but well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Show of hands again. You're going to get so annoyed with me because I really want to be talking to you. Who's heard the phrase attraction marketing? Okay, wonderful. I posted it about my new outfit and I did it. Why isn't everyone coming to my DMs? I was there. I posted about it. Where is everyone coming to me? Right? Okay. Think of social media as a party. Okay. And you have to be social with people for them to talk about what you're doing. So if you went to a party and then just randomly in the corner, you changed into a new Savvi outfit and you're not talking to anybody and nobody's they're like, what is she doing in the corner? Changing outfits every 5 minutes. That's kind of weird, right? They're not going to come talk to you. But if you're having conversations and you're engaging and adding value and fun content, when you post that cute picture, they will slide up in your DMs and say, okay, I really love that sports bra. Okay, I really love those leggings. Oh, I really love those Nor joggers that I feel like I need to have because everyone wears them. Right? I need them. So your content, that attraction marketing is real, but we have a formula that everything has to be in place for you to earn that attraction marketing. It's not like you just get to show up and post on social media and expect people to come flooding to you.
Yes, because that's not going to happen with MLMs, especially when people find out you're in an MLM and they know what MLMs are. They will normally unfollow because they don't want you diving into their DMs. They don't want you trying to sell something to them every single moment they're on social media. Some people like to just use social media to scroll, to see things that they like, to laugh, maybe go on TikTok, laugh and stuff like that. They don't want to be sold to every single moment of the day. So a lot of people will find out when you're in an MLM, they'll find out and then they will actually decide to unfollow and stuff. So I do see that happen a lot where people's engagement goes down as they join MLMs because people can tell throughout the time that you're in the MLM that all you're doing is trying to sell to them. You're not actually trying to connect in a real way or actually make friends or do anything like that, actually make true connections and relationships using social media. You're just trying to use social media to try and make money off of people. And then I call it a scam because most people are recruited with a false hope there. They're told they can make money. They're told if they just work 45 minutes a day, they can make $1 million. If they're just consistent, if they stay in it for a little bit longer, they can build a successful online business, but that's not the truth. So when people join and then they lose money, they make no money, they go into debt, their mental health declines physical health declines. Once that happens, and also their social life declines because they're going to spend all of their extra time in the MLM, they're going to realize that they were scammed and they were told a lie, and that's why I call it a scam. Most people, once you post about your MLM, are not going to want to really engage with your content because they're going to see that most of the stuff that you're doing is just trying to create fake relationships to recruit them.
So I'm going to talk about 3 C's. I'm going to talk about content, confidence, and consistency. And we're starting with content. Guys, I love it if you love yourself and you think you're so pretty and you take a selfie because you're feeling yourself and you found the right light in your car and you post that selfie and you're like, felt cute, might sleep later. Who is that serving? Nobody. Nobody on your audience. If you're going to post a selfie of yourself, tell them what you're wearing. Tell them where you got it. Tell them, what you're doing, how you're feeling, whatever. But your content has to be there. If it is not taggable,
not me locking my husband out of the house. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Let's continue.
Shareable or savable, it has no space or no room on your feed. So I want someone to be able to tag someone in the comments because they're like, oh my God, Michelle, you have to see this. Or they're sending it to their friends. They're saving it because you offered some valuable piece of content, or they're prime real estate sharing it to their stories so their whole audience sees it. That's what you want. When you look at No Shame Sales Game, it's the most elementary looking Instagram on Instagram. Like, it's pink and blue squares with a very elementary font. When I started it 10 months ago, I didn't tell anyone I was doing it. It was literally a joke with myself to see if anyone would follow along. The fact that there's 67,000 followers now is beyond me. But it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's not my face. It's not pretty aesthetics. The content is there. People like it. They relate to it. They share it. They save it, and they come back wanting more. So whatever you're creating and you want people to come to your space on the internet, think about content.
So she said if people can't share it and save it, it holds no place on your feed. So what she's technically saying is the people who join MLMs, you're going to join and you're expected to have zero self-identity. You are expected that everything you post needs to be something that you can share and save, meaning it has to go back to your MLM or your business or maybe your leggings so you can get people to join, or it has to go back to everything that in the end gets somebody to hopefully ask you what MLM you're in or what it is that you're doing or about your business and how they can join. Everything goes back to that. There's no self-identity anymore with their social media pages. Instead, they're going to just post things that can hopefully get someone to create that fake relationship to where they can connect with that person to then recruit them or have them buy their product. So I find that happen a lot. That's why a lot of MLM reps, they look the same. Their posts are the same. Their Instagram feeds are the same. It's all the same because they have no self-identity. That's why people on social media or on TikTok, like for example, Alex Earl on TikTok is a huge topic right now. If you don't know who that is, look her up and look up the Alex Earl phenomenon. But when it comes to that individual, she posts relatable content. She has self-identity. And because of that, people relate and they want to connect with her. And that's what matters, not trying to only post something people can share and save that relates back to the MLM so that they join. She also said with her No Shame Sales Game account, people love it, they save it, they share it, and they come back wanting more. This is my opinion. I believe people are doing this and people are in her comments and loving what she's posting is because she has an army of MLM reps behind everything that she posts, believing in everything that she's posting. And I've even done videos where I debunk, literally, I go through every single post that she has and I can debunk every single one of them because most of them are not facts. There are not facts that are written. Instead, there are things written to get a rise out of MLM reps and get them excited and hyped, where they're not going to actually Google that information to see if it's true. They're just going to repost it because they want people to believe what you're saying because they look up to you because you're a pro network marketer. But when it comes to this, most MLM reps showcase a known psychological phenomenon that's actually called groupthink. So groupthink is a phenomenon that occurs when a group of individuals reaches a consensus without critical reasoning or evaluation of the consequences or alternatives. So Psychology Today, which I love that website, Psychology Today also states that groupthink is a phenomenon that occurs when a group of well-intentioned people, which a lot of MLM reps are, they have all the right intentions, they don't really know the truth behind MLMs, they just want people to make money with them, they just want people to have the product change their life like it changed theirs. So back to what Psychology Today said, they said well-intentioned people make irrational or non-optimal decisions spurred by the urge to conform or the belief that dissent is impossible. The problematic or premature consensus that is characteristic of groupthink may be fueled by a particular agenda, or it may be due to group members valuing harmony and coherence above critical thought. This is normally what we see in MLMs. We see a lot of groupthink. We see a lot of well-intentioned people not really thinking for themselves, and they all have this agenda. They all have the agenda that they want to be successful in MLMs. They want other people to be successful in MLMs. They want people to do it with them, and they want the products to change their life like it's changed, theirs. Like they want it to change everyone's life like it's changed theirs, but they don't actually sit down to figure out the truth behind MLMs. They look at videos like this, the videos that I'm making, and they say, nope, not going to listen to that. It's negative. Or they see No Shame Sales Game's Instagram account and they say, yep, this is it. They don't look at it and see if what she's posting is factual, if they can Google the statistics that she's posting. Most of the time she's not posting statistics though, but they're not doing that because they all are thinking one way, and that happens a lot in cults and in general happens a lot with different groups. So I definitely see this a lot in MLMs, and let me know if you see this phenomenon a lot in MLMs.
So next question is, who's ever felt like, I don't have anything to post about. My life is so boring. I'm just a mom, or I'm just a teacher, or I'm just a whatever. And maybe this is only me. Maybe I just feel this sometimes, but you just feel like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about every day. Like, I'm not that interesting. I'm going from laundry to carpool pickup to making dinner. Nothing cool happened in between, right? So I want you to think about creating your content pillars. These are like the 4 or 5 things that you talk about on repeat. And how you come up with those content pillars is think about, you're going to brunch with your best girlfriends and you have bottomless mimosas and you can cough in public and nobody thinks you're going to kill them. Like, it's a fantastic place to be. And then what are you talking about over those mimosas? Is it your kids? Is it your marriage? Is it fitness? Is it business, mental health? Is everything expletive laced like it is for me? What are you talking about? Those are your pillars. Yeah, Morgan, fun, family, food, fitness. Perfect. You're just missing my other favorite F word and then we're good to go. So these are the things that you talk about with your friends. Now, the other side of that coin is, how are you talking about it to your friends? Are you saying, oh my gosh, best friend, I am a hashtag blessed to have been locked inside my house with 3 children for the past 15 months. I love everything about everything and my life is wonderful. No, it's, hey, this has really sucked for a minute and this is hard, but this is great. And it's messy. Your mess, your struggle, your being a human is your value add. That's what people want to connect with. We've reached the tipping point on social media. That tipping point has been reached where you don't need that perfectly curated feed. You don't need to have the perfect preset on everything. You can show up and be yourself because, hello, people are craving authentic connection. It's wonderful if you're a supermodel. It's wonderful if you live in a McMansion and you post a picture of your perfect kitchen that's never messy and all your kids are in seersuckers and everything's monogrammed and everyone's happy. And you have an organic meal on your table. I love that journey for you, but it's not my journey and I can't relate to it. So I love it. I'll like it, but I'm not going to like slide in your DMs and be like, hey, want to swap recipes? No, this is the frozen pizza that my kids have been eating for the last 7 days. Here's a coupon. If your kids like it too, right? So show up and be yourself.
I agree with this. So I agree that people are craving relatable content nowadays. I think a lot of influencers, once they become influencers and they get really, really, really big, they kind of lack that relatability factor because they're now really, really big. So people are craving that. I see that a lot on social media now. A lot of people talking about that. A lot of people wanting more relatable and less curated content. So the difference is that MLM reps are sharing their mess, their struggles in order to hopefully relate to other people that are struggling. And by doing that, they're using people's vulnerabilities against them. They're using people that are going through vulnerable things in their life. Like maybe they're struggling with their mental health, or they're struggling because they're not at work yet. And maybe you are a workaholic and you love to work and you can because you want to also stay home. They're really trying to pull on that because they know that those groups of people are the easiest groups of people to get wrapped up in an MLM. So that's why you see a lot of MLM reps who are in MLMs have also gone through a lot because they were once recruited when they were going through a vulnerable situation in their life. And I think that's where it differs. It's you are using people's vulnerable situations to scam them and make money off of them. So you're trying to also talk about your hardest parts of your life and sharing your hardest times in your life in order to recruit other people going through their hardest times. That's different than what a lot of influencers are doing who want to be relatable. They want to be relatable. They want people to just watch them. They don't really care if you buy a product that they recommend or whatever. They want to just be relatable. They want to connect with people and they want to actually provide content to make people happy or because they have some sort of purpose behind it versus trying to scam people and take their money. which is what's happening in MLMs, even if it's unknowingly, even if someone is in an MLM and they don't know that that's what's happening because they don't know the truth about MLMs, that's still what they're doing. So you can have all the right intentions, but this still doesn't mean that what you're doing is right.
And then the tricks, and tricks isn't even the right word, not tricking anybody, but when you're creating content, you want to show your audience that they can do what you're doing with your business. So I want you guys asking for recommendations all the time. Hey, what's everyone's favorite murder documentary? Hey, what is the last thing you bought on Amazon? Hey, what's the best sippy cup for kids that doesn't spill 800 times a day? Right? Because everyone has those recommendation Ritas in their follower count. And Rita will show up time and time again and say, here's a link. Oh, I love this. Here's a link. Here's that. Here's that. People love to give their recommendations. And after a couple of times, you can say, hey, Rita, that documentary was really good. And that thing on Amazon was great. I can't believe that sippy cup actually doesn't spill. Like, you're good at giving recommendations. Like, why have we not talked about you doing Savvi with me yet? Like, we can, like, that's a great way to bring up what you're doing. So she's like, oh, yeah, I never thought about it like that. Or when you guys post about your new outfit, or you post about whatever, guys, we're showing people that they can do what we do. They don't have to create a new skill. They don't have to create new space. They're already doing it. And we're showing them that with our content.
So she wants you to curate content so that you can also curate fake relationships to, in the end, make money off of someone. That's what I got from what she said.
So that's kind of how, when we're thinking about content, how is it serving people? How is it adding value? How are you showing up as a real human? And how are you just making those genuine connections? When it comes to content calendars, do we have anybody here who loves a content calendar? Do we hate a content calendar? Okay, I got some here. Susie, do we love it? Do we hate it? I don't know how we feel. You love it? Okay. I used to be like a slave to a content calendar. And the problem was that if it was like, oh, it's Motivation Monday, and I've got no motivation, then I'm like, shit. I don't have anything to post today, so I'm just not going to post. And then it's Tuesday, and then what am I going to post on Tuesday? And everything feels like it's gotten off track. So if you're somebody like that, a hard and fast content calendar, you don't need. But look at June, for example, and say, okay, I know that obviously every Friday we have a new drop. I know we might have an event on this day. I know I want to talk about X, Y, and Z certain days, but then fill in the blanks on the other days with your content pillars. I'm going to talk about my family. I'm going to talk about fitness. I'm going to do a recipe. And it doesn't have to be hard and fast, but that's where it comes back to, like, when you have those pillars, when's the last time you gave a recipe? When's the last time you talked about something fun that your family did together? What's been a time saver for you and your family? What's been the best workout you've done at home? Things like that. So that is your content. And then, guys, we've got to talk about, and again, I'm going to stay on and answer questions. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat bar. I'll scroll back up, but that's content. Then we want to talk about confidence. Everything. I will give it to Savvi girls because you guys are a confident bunch, and I have a lot of FOMO for what it is that you guys do. You guys are an awesome bunch. I think you have so much confidence as a company. I think you're fantastic. So I don't say that to everybody, but confidence is one of those things where when you're building your team and your brand online, people have to warm up to whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you started Savvi last week. Maybe you started a couple months ago, and you're like, okay, well, I've been posting about it. Everyone knows what I'm doing. Why isn't anyone talking to me? You have to be, so they have to warm up to it. And I've said this on No Shame Sales Game, so excuse me if you've heard it, but you can be like a little campfire, like your own personal campfire, and somebody could roast a little marshmallow and have a s'more and have a good evening for themselves. And you might attract 1 or 2 people who want to roast a marshmallow. Or you could be this huge bonfire where people are like, whoa, what's happening over there? Not sure if I like it, not sure if I don't, but there's obviously something going on over there, so I'm going to watch and I'm going to pay attention to everything that she's doing. You want to create a Burning Man situation without all the drugs and stuff. But what's exciting about what it is that you're doing? They have to warm up to it. Your confidence is the first thing that will attract people to you. It's not the product. It's not the company. It's you being really freaking excited about something. So
this is why I see a lot of MLM top reps saying, faith it till you make it, because they just want you to have faith that you can make it. So then you just have this false confidence that you can do it when you're not making any money, you're losing money, you're losing relationships, and on the back end behind the camera, everything is going wrong. Or they just say fake it till you make it. So they want you to lie, and then hopefully one day you can make it. So I like to say fake it till you hopefully make it, because that's kind of what it is.
When I joined or started my company, 4 years ago. I had failed twice at direct sales before. And the story was, in my mind, what if everyone sees me fail again? What if everyone judges me? What if everyone thinks I'm stupid? I don't want my friends to know that I'm doing this. And I don't know if anyone can relate to any of these thoughts. But I thought, damn it, if I'm going to do this, I might as well give them a show. They can either watch me fail or they can watch me succeed. That's my choice. So I made the decision the third time around that I hadn't made the first two times is I am going to succeed and I am going to give them a show and they're going to love watching. So the first month in business, I had never been on a live video before. I had a 4-week-old. I was Hot Mess Express. I got on Facebook Live because Facebook was my platform of choice at the time. And I got on Facebook Live once a week and talked about the business. Never talked about products. I mean, they knew what company I was with and they knew I liked the products, but I talked about the business.
Did y'all see how she had to correct herself there? She goes, I went on live once a week to talk about the business. I never talked about the products. I mean, they knew that I was all in and I loved the products. She had to correct herself here because she knows that after you say that, when you say, I never talk about the products, I don't give a crap about them. I go on live and all I do is talk about the business, and in DMs, all I do is talk about it, and all I do is recruit people, and I never actually have them buy products. They only buy products because when you recruit people, you have to buy a product pack. So that's pretty much what she's doing. And by her saying that and not correcting herself, it sounds shady. It sounds like a pyramid scheme, and it sounds illegal because that's what an illegal pyramid scheme would do. They would only recruit. They wouldn't actually try and sell products to people. So if that's all you talk about, it's more obvious that you're in a pyramid scheme. She also said before she joined network marketing, she failed at 2 MLMs. She made a decision that she was going to succeed. So just because you make a decision and you decide that you are going to be at the top of an MLM, that does not mean you are going to succeed and be at the top of an MLM. That's why the FTC states you might think that with your willingness to work hard, you can earn substantial income through the MLM. In fact, most people who join MLMs and work hard make little or no money, and some of them lose money. This is a fact. The FTC is saying it. It is a fact that you might think that you want to succeed, that you have the willingness to succeed, that you are going to work hard and you do it every day. That does not mean, and this is a fact, that you are going to make it there, and that most people who join will not make it there. So no matter how much time you put in, how hard you work, how much you make a decision to be successful, MLMs are not built for everybody to be successful. It is literally impossible with the MLM structure for every single person to be successful. So no matter how many times you say it, no matter how much you want to be successful, most people will not be.
Why I was doing it, why I wanted to make money, why they should want to make money, why smart people understand the value proposition of being in the 21st century and having a business on their phone.
So people who join MLMs are smart, and those who don't join them aren't smart. Because when you say smart people understand the proposition of being in the 21st century and having a business on their phone, people are actually doing that. People are actually owning businesses in the 21st century and having access to it with their computer, with their phone, whatever. So instead of people paying a company to sell their product for them and paying a company to promote their product, people are actually starting businesses. So yeah, people are. Joining an MLM isn't starting your own business. You're not a CEO. You don't own anything.
Duh. It makes sense. Was I nervous every time and only wore black because I didn't want anyone to see my pit stains? Absolutely. Absolutely. I was sweating every time. It was awful. It was terrible. But I got on there like I just made the best decision. And if I can do it, and if the girl that I joined can do it, then you can do it and we can do it. Let's do it. I hadn't earned a paycheck, hadn't earned a car yet, hadn't earned the trips yet. But people came and they joined because I was excited. So never underestimate your confidence in this business. If you're saying like, hey, yeah, there's this new outfit, it's Friday, bye. Like, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna pay attention to that. You have to like work it. And the great thing about social media is that even if you're nervous or you're not feeling it, you get to try again. You get to psych yourself up. You get to do a good job because you're choosing to do a good job. And that's what you're doing. So I want you getting on video in some form or fashion every day. And this is where if I haven't lost you already, I lose some people. And they're like, I hate you. Don't tell me to get on video every day. I hate video. Why would I do that? And I'll tell you why. I'm glad you asked. So all of your followers are probably, I'm just going to assume that most of your followers aren't people that you chat with one-on-one on a daily basis. You're not texting all 312 followers. You're not talking to them about what's going on in your life every day. They could be people that you haven't seen since 8th grade. Maybe there's some chick that you met at your cousin's wedding and you were like in the bathroom after a couple glasses of wine, like, you're the prettiest. No, you're the prettiest. And then you follow each other on Instagram. You've never seen each other again, right? So you don't know a lot of your followers and they don't really know you. And by posting a picture that says, felt cute, might delete later, or posting a picture of your cute family that says, happy Sunday, that's not really, they're not getting to know you. They know what you look like. They can point you out of a lineup, but that's not going to do anything because they need to know, like, and trust you. So when you get on video, they can hear your tone of voice. They learn your sense of humor. They feel a connection to you that is impossible to feel with just a static post and text. And I'm a writer by nature. I'm a persuasive writer. Video is going to change everything for you. You have to, oh, Tammy, does it have to be live? So you don't have to get on IG live, but I want you in your stories. And that, I don't know, you can debate if that's live or not, but I don't want it recorded and then uploaded. I want you in your stories. Hey, how's it going? Because in your stories, you get to record it and then delete it. If you don't like it, you can redo. Don't go to IG live right away if videos aren't your thing, because then you're live and it's there. But get on video and talk about it. And it doesn't have to be about Savvi every single time, like it shouldn't be. But I want people getting to know you, getting to understand your sense of humor, and wanting to come back to your channel to see what's up. Because if it's just images, it's boring. Think about the people who you like to follow on social media. What stories do you click through? You're like, on to the next. What stories do you watch the whole time? I can almost guarantee you it's video that you're sticking around for.
Honestly, I watch whatever. Like if I follow someone and I like their content, whether they posted a photo and like wrote on it or posted a video, I'm always going to either read the picture or I'm going to watch the video. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Are you different? If you are watching someone, will you just click through if they have like pictures and you don't care, you don't read, you literally don't give a crap about it? Or do you only watch if it's video, or do you just not care? Like me, I don't care. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to do everything because it doesn't bother me to sit and read something, because maybe someone couldn't film in the moment. Like maybe a creator was somewhere loud and they just wanted to type something out, or they work a full-time job and they, that day was really crazy for them and they're typing things out. I'm still gonna, like actually read it. So going back, she said that if she could do it and the girl that recruited her can do it, that everybody can do it. Not everyone can do it. The business structure is not made for everybody to do it. Then she talked about kind of how she was posting on social media. She said that she hadn't earned a paycheck, a trip, a car, but because she was posting and she was excited about it, that people were joining her anyways. So this is where I go back to the fake it until you hopefully make it. I feel like that should be the motto for MLMs, because most people aren't really earning paychecks. Most people aren't earning trips. Most people aren't earning a car, but they're still posting with excitement because they're told to. When behind the scenes, they're not making any money and they're struggling. They're going to continually fake it until they hopefully make it, because top leaders like this are telling them to do so.
And side note, caption your videos. 86% of people watch Instagram on mute while they're at work or on a bus or whatever. And if you're not captioned, then they're not gonna know what you're saying. And now, like with the app, you can add the captions. I always just type mine in because I'm a control freak. Okay, so getting on video every day. And here's the thing. People are like, I want to grow my I want to grow my audience. I need more followers. I need to do this. I need to grow in order to have a successful business. False. It's great to grow, and we'll talk about that. But guys, it's all vanity metrics. What's important is having an engaged audience. So if you have 100 followers who are actively engaged in watching your stories and liking your stuff and commenting, that is far, far, far more valuable than having 10,000 followers who don't like or watch or do anything that you're putting out there. So people say, oh my God, well, I did a reel or I did a story and only 32 people watched it. That's 32 individual people who watched your story. I'll gladly get my happy ass in front of 32 people to tell them what I'm selling and how I can make money. Absolutely. Every day, all day. So when you're looking at your story views, that's individual people. So that's great. It doesn't need to be 32,000.
She says what's important is having an engaged audience. So I do agree with her. I agree that having an engaged audience is much bigger than your follower count on social media. That's why when people buy fake followers, it's like, why are you buying fake followers? At the end of the day, yeah, you may have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers, but if nobody engages with your Instagram stories or likes your stuff or, DMs you because they like what it is that you're talking about, or they respond to your Instagram stories, that's definitely where I get the most of like my engagement, because I barely post anymore. I post like one photo a month, especially in 2022. I barely post on my feed, so clearly it's not going to do as well. If you're more consistent, your stuff will do well, or if you're doing reels, it'll do well. But what is most important is the things that you are putting up, like Instagram stories daily, that people are engaging with that. And that's also how you grow. If you have good engagement, at the end of the day, the platform that you have good engagement on will push your content out. So while I say all of that, at the same time, the more real followers that a person has, the more opportunities in an MLM that they will have to somewhat grow, even if it's just temporary growth. That's why we see celebrities who join MLMs, like not no A-list celebrities. We see like, oh, maybe someone was on a reality TV show or whatever. They join an MLM. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the moment very, very quickly because they have more people that are following them. They have 100,000 to 300,000 people that follow them. And now they got thousands of people to sign up for the MLM in one day. And this celebrity only talks about the MLM for one day. And they have, that individual signing up and, getting recruited or buying the product. And this is because they have a bigger reach than your average person who only has 100 followers. Because at the end of the day, when you only have 100 followers, how much people are you actually going to be recruiting? So I would definitely recommend, if you ever see a top MLM rep, go look at their follower count, go look at their engagement. You're going to see they have anywhere from 10,000 to 200,000 followers. I rarely see someone who is at the top of a comp plan making hundreds of thousands of dollars in their MLM, which is a very small percent, 0.1%. I barely see those people have under 10K followers. I don't think I've ever seen a top MLM rep making that much money if they have under 10,000 followers. I don't think I've ever seen one. So at the end of the day, yeah, having more followers is going to get you more sales and more people to sign up. She also stated if you have 100 followers that are engaging, it's more valuable than someone with 10K who isn't engaging. Again, the person with 10K people, while yes, their engagement may be a bit smaller, they still have a bigger audience. They have more people who may be seeing their posts at the end of the day, meaning they have more people that they could hopefully recruit. On top of that, the statistic that I was told in my MLM and that I still see on team calls and MLM reps talking about is the statistic of 1 in 100 people will say yes to joining. That means out of 100 people that you reach out to, one person will say yes. One person out of 100. So if you only have 100 followers, statistically, you're only going to get one person to join. So if you're going off the stats that MLMs use with that, it's quite interesting to see if you only have 100 followers, how many people are actually signing up with you, because I doubt it would be that many.
If you want to grow, how often should we check our followers and remove certain people from following us? I'm not an expert in that. I rarely, I've started more recently because I had some reels go viral, and I've had really, really, really mean people come to my Instagram. So if somebody doesn't have a profile picture, I will delete them, but I'm not combing my followers often at all. Because again, it's vanity metrics, and I'm working on how can I connect with who's there? How am I able to serve who's showing up? So I'm sure that there's an actual better answer to that, but it's not something that I do regularly. Service the audience that you have. Treat them like they're the 10,000, even if there's only 10, because it'll grow. If you are interested in growing, reels are the way to do it. They're new, they're hip. It's the new cool girl tool that everyone wants to stay with at the lunch table. Reels are it. It is what Instagram is rewarding. So when reels first came out, I will tell you, in all transparency, I was hell no to the reels. Absolutely not going to do reels. This is stupid. I didn't get TikTok for a reason. I don't want to do this. I saw all my friends to songs or whatever. And I was like, no, that won't be happening. Thank you very much. Next. But that was when it first came out, and I thought that's all you had to do. I was talking to a girlfriend on a completely different team, and she was like, yeah, it's been such a great week. I've gotten 3 new business partners, 5 new customers. And I was like, hold the phone. What? That's a great week. What are you doing? What's different? And she was like, they've all come from reels. I'm like, son of a. It's like when somebody loses weight and you're like, oh my God, what are you doing? They're like, diet and exercise. And you're like, that's not what I wanted to hear from you, Susan. I wanted to hear that it was a pill or something.
She is right. Reels are exactly what Instagram is rewarding right now. And I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't want to post reels. I just want to post cute, stupid photos and stupid Instagram update stories. I don't want to post a reel. But if you do want to grow, she's 100% right. Doing reels is what Instagram is rewarding. And on top of that, if you're a creator, there is a creator fund when it comes to reels where you can make money off of posting Instagram reels.
But reels are it. It's a way to bring in a new, fresh audience. I will tell you, beware, people are really mean on the internet, so whatever. But reels is a great way to bring them in. And the girlfriend who I learned from, she has a very simple formula. She does a personal post, or a personal reel, a product reel, a business reel. Personal reel, product reel, a business reel. And that's what she does every single time. And if you're not creative or you feel like, I don't know how to make a reel, I set a timer on my phone for 15 minutes and I just scroll the reels page. And if I see an audio that I like, or I see like a concept that I like, I save it and then recreate it myself. So take it with what you will. If you're already growing somewhere that's really great and you don't need to add reels, don't. But if you are looking to grow your audience, reels is a great way to do it if you're also focusing on content and your confidence. Now, the last thing I want to say about confidence is be purposely polarizing on something. Polarizing does not mean you tell me about who you voted for. It doesn't mean you don't need to talk about that. You could easily say, Coke is superior, Pepsi is garbage. Like iPhones are the best. Androids belong in the trash. Whatever. It's not anything that's hurting anyone's feelings. It's not anything, but it's like, yes, like I think so too. Chocolate's the best. You can do like engagement stickers in your stories, like chocolate, vanilla, iPhone, Android, Coke, Pepsi, and just start engaging with your audience that way. And a question I got on a training last night was, oh, well, when I do those question boxes, like, do you have any questions about my business? Or like nobody puts anything and nobody engages. Sister, write in your own answers. Like everything you're doing, you're training your audience to do. So the first time you put a question box up there, hoping to engage with your audience, they're going to be like, I've never seen Colleen do that before. Like, how's she going to share them? Is she going to share that I said it? What kind of question does she want? How is she going to is she going to talk directly to me? What's the deal? So type in a few answers, share them, speak like to the answer. Like, oh, is there a startup cost? Glad somebody asked this. Yes, this is how it works. Thanks for asking. So, ask the stuff that you actually want people to answer. And then your audience will continue to learn and engage that way.
Okay, so MLM reps are getting trained on how to lie to their followers in order to recruit them to make money from them based on false promises. How interesting is that? Okay, she also says to be purposefully polarizing. I actually find that really interesting coming from her because she is extremely polarizing with her No Shame Sales Game account. She pretty much tries to debunk people on that account who are anti-MLM or don't like MLMs, which is an extremely polarizing topic when your followers are all about being in an MLM. So it's definitely interesting to see her take on that and her kind of giving her advice on it since it's clearly worked for her Instagram account thus far.
Let me just see. I saw a couple questions pop in. Can you get Instagram to give me access to Reels on my primary account? Kathy, have you tried switching to a creator account? Or if it's a business account, try switching to a creator account. Creator accounts should be giving you access if you're not already a creator account. You'll still get analytics and stuff like that. So what do you post in your feed and what do you post in your stories? What's the difference? Christine, that's a fabulous question. So I feel like I feel old when I say this, but does anyone remember MTV Cribs, that show? Yes. Okay. So your grid, your feed is kind of like the curb appeal, like, oh my God, that's an awesome mansion. It looks nice. That doesn't mean you have to have all the presets. It doesn't mean you have to have a blowout. Like I'm talking about, you want to be that real person. When I say it looks nice, it just means you're not like in a dingy corner with crappy lighting and it's a dark feed. You want it to be visually appealing when somebody comes there. So I'll post pictures, that are like light and bright, but content wise, I'm posting about the business opportunity. That's what I post about. I don't post about products on my feed, but that's, I think, very company specific. I feel like with Savvi, that's awesome because you're like posting your flows. So I talk about the business more because I'm more interested and have always been more interested in growing a team than like the product side of things, the customer service side of things. So I'm always talking about the business. And then in my stories, it's very much kind of like, it's the bedroom. It's where the magic happens. Like, because whatever you're putting in your stories, like people are going to engage with and end up in your DMs and have conversations about. So I want it to be conversational. So I'm talking about motherhood. I'm talking about, I had an anxiety attack yesterday. And once I realized that I was going to survive and not die, I was like, hey, does anyone else get these anxiety attacks? Like, oh my God, it's so crazy. So many people, like they always want to talk about anxiety. People get crazy, or no pun intended, but they talk about it. I talk about the business. If I'm going to show before and afters or products, that's where I'll talk about it in my stories because they expire. I don't want somebody coming to my feed and being like, oh, she sells Rodan and Fields because she has 47 pictures of her like holding a lash boost. Like that's not, I don't want that to be the first impression that somebody gets when they come to my feed.
So she says on her stories and stuff, she talks about motherhood and anxiety attack. This is what really sucks about MLMs is when you have pro MLMers talking about things like this, when they talk about, oh, you should share all the hard times in your life. You should share that you had an anxiety attack or a panic attack. You should share that you have depression. A lot of people feel obligated and they feel forced and they feel pressured into doing that. And they feel pressured into talking about those things because they'll see their upline or they'll see this top network marketer making so much money, or, you know, showing extravagant gifts that they're getting or extravagant trips they're going on or this amazing car that they have. And they want that for themselves. And their upline tries to tell them that they could get it if they just talked about that. They just talked about their depression. And a lot of the times you'll see MLM reps kind of trying to figure out what their downline's whys are. I know that this happened in my MLM where you would tell your upline what your why was. And then once you did that, your upline kind of knew what to talk to you about. They knew, oh, you should talk about that. You should talk about, you know, your anxiety, your depression, you know, your struggles right now, your divorce, your this and that. And then people feel pressured into doing it because they feel that that's the only way they're going to be successful because that's what they're being told. So it really is crappy to see it. I don't like to see people feel pressured into having to talk about those things, but it definitely happens in multi-level marketing companies. She also said she sells Rodan in fields, but she doesn't want to hold a bottle in her picture. And, you know, she doesn't want that to be people's first impression when they go to her Instagram account. So that makes me assume that she doesn't want people to go to her page and instantly know that she's in an MLM, but instead she wants to reel people in by those stories, by those posts talking about motherhood, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and then later on asking those people that got reeled in by maybe talking about motherhood or whatnot, after they get reeled in and after they kind of bond with her or connect with her through that and they maybe DM'd her about it, or maybe they said, thank you for talking about that. You know, I've always been nervous to talk about it, or it feels good to have someone who kind of relates to me. Once she has that bond with them and she's formed that bond through something like motherhood or the struggles of it, she then goes into, do you want to join my MLM? So this just shows the level that some people will go to in order to hide that they're in an MLM when their whole purpose of their platform is to recruit you. So their whole purpose is to recruit you, to get you to join, but they're not going to make it seem like that outright because they want to connect with you and bond with you and build a relationship through talking about something like motherhood, and then use that situation to then recruit you. So they want to connect with you, make you feel as if you have a connection. So then you're more willing to join.
And like I said, I wanted to be conversational in the stories. But lastly, consistency. Friends, we cannot work our businesses the last 72 hours of every month. Like, you're like, okay, well, I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm just going to post about my kids or whatever. And like, oh God, it's the 27th of the month. Like, I have to talk to people. I have to slide into their DMs. I have to tell them like all the things. No, you get foamy at the mouth. People are like, oh, it's the 27th. Here comes Colleen. I can smell her commission breath from a mile away. Because on the 27th of every month, she realizes she needs to work her business and make a sale or two. So here she comes. No, we want to be showing up consistently on social media, being like, you want people to know you're the savvy chick. You are, and when I say always talking about it, guys, when you post something on the internet, 10% or less of your audience is seeing it. So you have to consistently tell people what you're doing. You have to consistently tell people every Friday is Fashion Friday. It's a new drop. You have to consistently tell people that this is why you do the business. This is what you're getting out of it. And this is who you're partnering with, because they need to hear it over and over and over again. And most people don't see it. And a lot of people aren't just coming to your channel every day because they love and adore you. They miss stuff. So we want to consistently talk about it. Talk about the products, talk about the business, talk about why you are doing it. What is it? Where were you in your life when you started this business? Whether it was a week ago, 6 months ago, what was going on that made you decide Savvi's it? And that's the story that you tell over and over and over again. For 4 years, I've been telling people I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband had a really great job. I was pregnant. And then guess what? He lost his job out of nowhere and we had no income. And I needed to find a way to make money from home. And it just made sense to do direct sales. So when I'm talking about like your mess and your like struggle, you're not a unique snowflake. Somebody else can relate to whatever it is that you've got going on or had going on, and showing up and telling people like, this is why I started, because I was excited, because I needed this, because I wanted that. People will be like, yeah, I want that too. Yeah, I need that too. That makes sense.
That's exactly how people that are going through a vulnerable time in their life get recruited, and then they then recruit people also going through a vulnerable time in their life. And then it ends up this vicious cycle of people who are just in very extremely hard and vulnerable situations that continuously are the only ones being recruited. You don't really get people who every aspect of their life is like 10 out of 10, not going through anything, nothing's wrong, because they're going after people who were like them, and then they were also once in a vulnerable position. So that's why it's really just a vicious cycle of people who were in vulnerable positions recruiting people in vulnerable positions.
So consistently telling people those stories. And also when it comes to consistency, I don't want people to freak out like, I had a bad day, I didn't talk about my business, I had it, whatever. guys, we're humans. We're not robots. You're allowed to have a bad day. You're allowed to like, not be on all the time. But there's a really, really fine line between giving yourself grace because you're a human and making excuses. So is it, I had a bad day and I'm just going to not engage on social media today. And then it turns into 5 days and then it's a week and a half. And then you're like, oh, it's the 17th of the month. Like, I'll just pick back up next month. I haven't talked about it in 3 weeks. Like, it'll be so weird if I talk about it now. I'm just going to pick back up later. That's the difference. Have a bad day, have a minute, but don't fall off the horse for 3 weeks and then expect your business to be booming the following month. The work that you do today is going to pay you 30 to 60 days or 90 days from now. So keep that in mind.
So the whole aspect of the work you do today is going to pay you 30 to 90 days from now. I truly do believe that MLM reps use this phrase, or top reps use this phrase, to keep people in the MLM for months on months on months longer than they would have been in like normally. I feel like people are less likely to quit when they have top reps telling them this, and nearly 99.9% of top reps say this. So even if reps are noticing that by doing this MLM, it's hurting them financially or physically or mentally, they're going to continue because they're continuously given this hope, this false hope from their uplines that, oh, but if you're just consistent today, in 30 to 90 days, you're going to have 1 million people to recruit and you're going to have this big team and you're going to be making all of this money. Well, that's not really the reality. Okay, so now we are hitting the point where she is going to have people ask questions. I believe there is like one to 3 questions that I felt were like really important that I thought that we would listen to, and then we'll be done with this team call. It was a very long video.
Tammy, not too direct sales, like coaching, business, and savvy. I think that makes more sense. I think both are just like threads in like this quilt of life, if you will. So I think just talking about both when you feel confident about both. It's not like you need to have a post about savvy, post about my coaching business, post about life. Talk about them all. And I think that's where stories is a really great place to utilize that when you have like different aspects of things going on, because you can post a lot and people are up to date with what you're doing. So you need to have that content. It has to be killer. It has to be something that people are engaging with, saving, sharing, talking with other people about. You have to have that confidence. You have to be that bonfire that people want to be around, because you're not the only savvy person. You're not the only person selling something on the internet. But you can be the most confident person that they know. You can be the one that's like, I just made the best decision. This is the best decision. This is the best company. These are the best clothes. It's a no-brainer. People cannot argue with confidence. They either join you or get out of your way. And that's what you want. And then consistency. You're going to grow this business over time. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And you have to show up daily if you're going to reap the benefits of it. So all of those things are the equation to this attraction marketing where people come to you and you start growing this business massively online. I'm going to scroll really quick, but I want to know like what questions you guys have about, I'm going to go back to your survey too. What questions do you have about social media? What questions do you have about recruiting, or just general business questions? Because I save time on this call to like make sure you guys are getting exactly what you need and want. 3 things you recommend we do every single day, no matter what, for consistency. Mindset. You have to be pouring into your mindset every single day. And I know that if as women, busy women, moms, we're like, yeah, I'll get to that. Oh yeah, sure, whatever. I'm going to like kumbaya and meditate. That's weird. I'm telling you, your mindset has to be the top priority in your business. So that's personal and professional development. That looks like, trainings like this, or reading, or meditating, or guided visualization. I don't care, but you have to be in the right mind, because I can tell you, and if anyone here is a veteran social seller, when your mindset is not right, your business goes in the tank. It's fact. So your mindset, I want you on video every single day. And again, of course, there's a bad day or whatever, but like overall, I want you on video in some shape or form. Like I told you yesterday, I had a panic attack. I did my video from bed, because that's how I was. That's how I showed up. I didn't pretend. And I wasn't like crying. I wasn't actually having the panic attack, but it was like, here's where I am today. Right. And so you're showing up on video, you're working on your mindset. And I just want you engaging with your audience on social media. So whether that's asking a question in your stories or on a post, or just engaging in some way, I want you in your DMs every day talking to people. And it doesn't mean it's just about savvy. It's about everything. So I want at least 5 conversations a day about something. So I know that I'm engaging.
Okay, so when someone asked, are you talking about Rodan and Fields right away? She said, I always do. When I reach out, I'm straightforward and to the point. But in this whole team call, she's saying curate relationships, give them things that are valuable first, and then reach out to them. And on her No Shame Sales Game page, she says that she never cold messages. That's cold messaging. When you don't know somebody in person that is a friend, an acquaintance, or a family member, when you don't know them, it's a cold message. And she talks about how much she hates them and how much it ruins network marketing. And her goal is to change network marketing, change cold messaging, all of that stuff. But this whole call, she's been telling people to curate relationships and then ask them to join. But then when someone asks, are you talking about Rodan and Fields right away? She's saying yes, that she does. So I'm confused. Are you confused? I'm confused, or maybe I took it wrong. Let me know. She also said, I don't want anyone to think I am just talking to them for some other reason than Rodan and Fields. So she admitted that she's only talking to them because of Rodan and Fields. And that she doesn't want people to think that she's talking to them, I'm assuming, for like friendships, whatever it may be. But it's just so confusing with this whole team call that she just said, because she keeps telling these reps to dive into random people's DMs, talk about anxiety, soda, all of these things that she could connect to people to, that she could then recruit and ask them to join the business. Now she's saying to not do that and to just ask them. I'm fairly confused.
Do you talk about Rodan Fields right away? I always do. When I do a reach out, I'm very straightforward and to the point. That's my personal preference. I just say, hey, Jill, has anyone ever talked to you about the business side of Rodan and Fields? That's what I say. My thought process is we have all the time to create. Somebody said, I'd like to know how realistic it is to grow a successful online business while only doing it part-time. I have a full-time job and can only work my network marketing biz during the evenings, weekends, and small pockets of time throughout the day. It's very possible. I think that most people build their network marketing businesses on the side very successfully. I reached the top of my company's compensation plan from a nursing glider at 2:00 in the morning. I didn't have time. I was going through a hectic life transition with a lost job, a new child, and moving. I was not sitting at a desk dedicating lots of time. I was probably spending 45 minutes a day or an hour. So it's very possible if you are doing like concentrated, like purposeful work. If you're getting on and you're like fake working and you're just scrolling and you're telling yourself like, I'm looking at things, that's bullshit. Like it's not work. You have to be talking to people and reaching out. You have to be making content and engaging with people. And if you're doing that, yes, it's very possible.
So someone asked, how realistic is it to grow a successful online business on the side? She said it's very possible. Most people do that. She reached the top of her comp plan on a nursing glider and was only spending 45 minutes to an hour a day and also made it to the top within 3 months. Number one, just because she made it to the top of the comp plan does not mean that everybody can. It's a lie. It's false. It's giving people false hope when you tell them that you and them can get to the top with only 45 minutes of working on the MLM in a day. When you look at the facts, most people who join will never have a successful MLM business by doing it for 45 minutes a day. Just looking at Rodan and Fields' income disclosure statement, the average rep only makes $420 annually, not including your expenses in a year. So how many people are truly making money? How many people are getting to the top of the comp plan and making money off of this MLM by only doing 45 minutes a day and doing it, in little pockets of their time? And how possible is it for everyone? Because you could look at any income disclosure statement. I just used Rodan and Fields as an example because she's in Rodan and Fields. But you can look at any income disclosure statement and you're going to see similar numbers that you did with Rodan and Fields, where they're only making an average, their reps, $420 annually. That's ridiculous. And then she said, if you're online and fake working, that's BS. That's why you're not growing. I really feel like top reps think that everyone in their downline is just faking it and no one's actually trying and no one's actually doing the things that they are telling them to do. But they are. Most people who are joining MLMs are trying. They're doing all that they can to get to the top of that MLM. But at the end of the day, these top reps will find any way to blame the person. They will find any way to say it's your fault and you're just online and fake working and you didn't try hard enough. They will find every reason to blame you and not the business structure. And I think that that needs to change. So with that being said, that was the end of the team call. I am starved and I have salmon waiting on me and I'm so excited. And then I have to wash my hair and then blow dry it and then go to sleep because I gotta wake up at 3 a.m. and it is 7 o'clock now. So let me know how y'all thought about that team call. I was kind of shocked shocked to see No Shame Sales Game on a actual MLM team call. So it just shows me that she's doing a lot more events. She's doing in-person events. She's doing online events. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it would be kind of interesting to react to it, to kind of see what does this person talk about? This person we see on Instagram that is posting the kind of things that she's posting. What is she saying in these team calls to these people? And as you can see, she's telling them that everyone could be successful. You can do it because she did it in 45, or she did it with only 45 minutes a day. And she's telling everyone that they could be successful and kind of giving them false hope. So let me know what y'all thought about this video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in next week's videos. And then from there, they build platforms so she said, if people can't share it, save it, hold it. Oh, yeah, they're going to hold their Instagram feed with their hands. So if you, when you look at the facts, most people who join will never have a successful. You can come in, babe. Yay. Fucking hungry. Time to eat.